Gemini Man was directed by Ang Lee and stars Will Smith, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Benedict Wong. Will Smith plays a hitman whose government turns on him while someone with an uncanny resemblance to Smith's character is sent to kill him. Ang Lee's directing has been quite a mixed bag. He's made great movies like Life of Pi, and then really awful movies like Billy Lynn's Lone Halftime Walk. I can't even believe I just brought that movie up. That was not a good idea. Though Gemini Man was a movie I was looking forward to, with Ang Lee being the visual director that he is, along with a very talented cast led by Will Smith, who has had many other great movies in the past, but hasn't done too much recently, as we know. So what did I think of Gemini Man? Well, this movie was not very good and does nothing for Ang Lee's career, but it does have a few entertaining sequences and some good performances to make it just barely passable for watching when you're intoxicated, maybe. Actually, I take that back, because if you're intoxicated, you're more than likely going to fall asleep more than once in this film, especially in the first 30 minutes, and then towards the end, I myself was falling asleep. There are moments in time that are very boring. They drag. I did not care about anything going on. The characters, their dialogue was miserable. This was a poorly written film. It was so poorly written that I had barely a clue what was going on. This is about as convoluted as a film gets. Or maybe I was just really bored watching this movie. That's why I couldn't follow anything. Or maybe I have a clone myself. I don't know anymore, because after watching Gemini Man, it not only made me very confused with the film's script, but it also made me confused with my whole life. In general, the dialogue was very bad in Gemini Man. I laughed plenty of times, and I laughed so many times to the point where I lost track of how many times I laughed during a sequence where two characters were talking to each other. To say the least, there are some hilarious moments in the film with dialogue and a lot of awkward pauses where they're trying to be funny, but nobody in the audience laughed. So take a guess how that went over with the audience in my theater. In terms of action, I do have to admit, I give them props for trying out something new. It did feel quite unique and unlike anything else I've seen in the action department, even if sometimes it wasn't the most fun to watch with the action genre and what we have today. It's not the best of the best, but there are moments here that can come off as fun, and they look different than anything else I've seen before, which is a good thing. The action may have felt a bit too fast-paced for my liking here and there, and that could have been due to the frame rate, because this movie was filmed in 120 frames per second, which is not what most movies do. In fact, I don't think I've seen a movie that's done that before, and it did not always work for me either. What about the motion capture in Gemini Man? We know that there is a younger clone of Will Smith's character in the film, and sometimes the motion capture looked incredible. I could not even tell that there were any special effects going on with Will Smith's face. I totally bought that as a younger Will Smith for most of the movie, and then there was a time at the end where it looked like a video game, and you can tell. Even a little kid in the theater would be able to point this out. It looked awful, but before that it was good. Just at the very end, it was so distracting and did not look nearly as good as it did earlier on. But listen, Gemini Man did both good and bad things, probably more bad than good, which is a bummer, because this movie did get good reviews weeks before it even came out, and then everyone saw it, and now it has a really bad rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and everyone hates it. It's one of those films that loses a lot of points because of its really bad script. If this script was rewritten by somebody much better and much more capable of writing a great script, then this movie could have been good, but this movie did not land on all sections for myself. I'm giving Gemini Man a 49%. I hope Will Smith can start doing better things in the future, and this movie had potential. It did, but it did not pan out the way it could have. Yeah, there are some entertaining sequences, but that is not enough for this movie to get a better rating than I gave it. So Gemini Man is a movie I don't think you guys should see. Alright, for those of you who also saw Gemini Man this past weekend, be sure to let me know down below in the comment section what your guys' thoughts are on it. I have so many other movies to review, so I'll make sure I get to those as soon as possible. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.